Your best performing properties in Broken Bow are 6+ bedrooms doing close to $200,000 a year at about $195,000 in the 90th percentile. The 6 bedrooms in the 75th are $135,000, and the 50th percentile in 6 bedrooms are $106,000 a year in revenue. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the STR Investing Podcast. I am your co-host, Mark Lumpkin, and I'm bringing you another Monday morning market data report. This time, we're breaking down none other than Broken Bow, Oklahoma. If you're not familiar with Broken Bow, it is well known for having big, luxurious cabin rentals. There's lots of hot tubs, lots of fireplaces, and honestly, some of the craziest built-in bunk beds I've ever seen. I'm pretty sure I saw a house that slept 20 people in one room, all in one bunk bed that was like 5 stories high. I would never want to sleep in there, but if you had a bunch of little kids, it would probably be super cool. Broken Bow is just a couple hours outside of Dallas-Fort Worth, so it's definitely a lot of regional travelers that go for weekends. The vibe is very rustic, outdoorsy. It's cool for romantic getaways and people that just want to leave the big city and get into the woods. And so it makes for a pretty cool short-term rental spot. I've seen some pretty epic places out there, and I am excited to break down the data for you. So let's just get right into it. Remember, our data is provided by Summer OS. They're our data provider. They're providing firsthand data from a lot of different sources, and we always count on them to break out the data. So here it is. A 3-bedroom in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. If you're in the 50th percentile, you're going to earn about $47,000 a year. If you're in the 75th percentile, you could earn $66,000. And if you're in the 90th, you could almost double your revenue at $90,000 a year. So there's a pretty big discrepancy between the 50th percentile and the 90th in 3 bedrooms. Those average daily rates are $358, $421, and $498, depending on if you're in the 50th, 75th, or 90th percentile. So a pretty big daily rate discrepancy, and then a huge occupancy discrepancy. Those 50th percentile homes are only booked up about 38% of the time, 75th are 48%, and 90th percentile are 59%. So there's a big difference in occupancy and daily rate. That's why you see such a change in revenue. Now, when we jump into the 4 bedrooms, we get a pretty big bump. The 50th percentile homes are doing about $67,000 a year in revenue. The 75th percentile homes are doing $88,000 a year in revenue. And the 90th percentile homes are earning as much as $114,000 a year in revenue. So a big bump in the average in the 50th percentile from 3-bedroom to 4-bedroom, over 20 grand difference. The 90th percentile is about a 25 grand difference from 90,000 to 114,000. Those 4 bedrooms have average daily rates of $474, $573, and $676. So there's a good range there between the average and the best. And then the occupancy is pretty similar between 3 bedrooms and 4 bedrooms. You've got 37%, 47%, and 54%, depending on what category you fall into. So there's not much of a change in occupancy at all. Actually, those top 1%, those top 90th percentile 4 bedrooms have a little bit lower occupancy than the 3 bedrooms, but they have a much higher nightly rate, and that's why you've got more revenue. And then when we jump into the 5 bedrooms, there's a huge jump here. So the 50th percentile homes that are 5 bedrooms in Broken Bow are earning almost $85,000 a year. The 75th percentile are earning $112,000 a year. And the 90th percentile are earning $147,000 a year. So you go from a 3-bedroom where the top that you can do is 90 to a 5-bedroom and the top you can do is almost 150 grand. There's a huge change in revenue. I mean, that's what, $60,000 a year more for a couple extra bedrooms, probably going to make it totally worth it. Those 5 bedrooms in the 50th percentile are charging $644 a night. In the 75th percentile, they're charging $767 a night. And in the 90th percentile, they're charging as much as $916 a night. Occupancy, once again, stays relatively the same. 50th percentile, 75th, and 90th percentile are 36, 46, and 54. That's been really consistent across the 3, 4, and 5 bedrooms. Occupancy is only changing by about 1% per category, and that's a little unusual. Most of the markets we look at, they do have big occupancy discrepancies and differences based upon the bedroom count, but not in Broken Bow. They're all about the same, and that trend continues into the 6 bedrooms. 6 bedrooms have basically an identical occupancy as well, where we go from a 36 to a 38, from a 46 to a 45, and from a 54 to a 53. So you're basically the same occupancy on 3, 4, 5, and 6 bedrooms. The real difference is what is being charged per night. Those 6 bedrooms are charging as much as $820 on the 50th percentile, $950 a night on the 75th percentile, and almost $1,100 on the 90th percentile. Your best performing properties in Broken Bow are 6+ bedrooms, doing close to $200,000 a year at about $195,000 in the 90th percentile. The 6 bedrooms in the 75th are $135,000, and the 50th percentile in 6 bedrooms are $106,000 a year in revenue. So we see that change from 3 bedrooms where you could earn as little as $47,000 a year to 6 bedrooms where you could earn as much as $194,000. It's just crazy the ranges in potential revenue on properties depending on how you set them up, how many bedrooms, what your occupancy rate is, how you amenitize the home. But that's what we see in the data from Broken Bow, Oklahoma. I hope that's helpful. We're dropping new Market Monday data reports every Monday, guys, provided by our partner Summer OS. Thanks for listening in. Make sure you catch this Friday's episode. We're bringing you some epic guests every Friday as well. And thanks again, and tune in.